hear the music out there?
No.
Oh, you couldn't?
You were just going.
You guys are going ham.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Perfect. Hey, welcome to Peak Performance Partners' first podcast. Are you killing it?
Are you killing it?
I'm Patrick Stewart.
Ricky Navarre.
Volker Huber.
And Kevin Hernandez.
Kevon, are you killing it?
I'm killing it.
Tell us what happened today.
So we had a board today. The Nevada Hispanic Business Group got together, got some business owners together, got them to come in and bring some topics.
What were some of the topics they brought in?
So a couple of the good topics were, how can I move my business forward? And how can you guys help me identify my blind spots? And that was a good one. Mm-hmm. We had some great insights and great feedback.
Would you say in general that the businesses in Nevada are killing it?
No. They're killing it.
Why aren't they killing it, Volker? Why aren't they killing it?
I don't know. I think they are killing it, as a matter of fact. I think especially the businesses that we work with, they are killing it.
They're either killing it or they're getting killed, right?
It's one or the other out there.
Ricky, what's your thoughts? I mean, I called Ricky the mayor of Las Vegas. What's your thoughts on the status of Las Vegas or Nevada businesses?
I will tell you, I think we're bouncing back. Like, dead serious. We are resilient. Business owners in this state are something else, man. And even with the new COVID variant, forget about it. Business owners don't shut down. They don't stop. They don't slow down. They just figure out a way to power through. And that's one of the things I do like about our business community. They're innovative. And so the things I'm seeing with some people that the people we work with has been incredible. And hearing some of the things even from the board with Kevin this morning, they are some hungry entrepreneurs. And it's that thing that they're willing to accept. They know what they know. It's what they don't know where the opportunity lies. And even the guy today, he's like, look, I know this and I'm really good at this. It's everything else I suck at.
Yeah.
And that's my 2 cents. I think that we're moving the needle in this town.
I heard a quote.
I'm sorry to interrupt him here for a second. Not only in this town, as a matter of fact, that is true for Nevada, just the entire state.
Yeah,
right. For the people to understand, I am representing the Northern Nevada business community, and what you said, I can totally agree with, because also in Northern Nevada, businesses are unstoppable, and additionally, the entrepreneurs are hungry to move forward. And especially in the northern region, and we just expanded to there, the tech side of things is very important. There's more and more companies coming. We're building a massive industrial center in which is called USA Parkway. Big companies, eBay, Google.
I got a ticket, by the way, speeding ticket last time I was there, right there. So I think it's a speed trap too.
One thing that is very important to know, this is one thing that we're struggling with actually, is that it's only one road to go there, right? And that's very easy for the cops. It's very easy to get people. But yeah, it's a great state to live in, and it's a great state to do business in, for sure.
Kevin, let me ask you this question, because we see this all the time. We heard, hey, nobody can do your push-ups for you. So a lot of business owners know what they need to do, but are they willing to do it?
No.
That's
It's a matter of their KPIs. I mean, when it comes right down to it, nobody's going to get out there and market your business for you. You got to be able to get up every morning, and you got to know that that marketing falls on your shoulders. And if you're not out there marketing, and if you're not out there branding yourself, no one else is going to do it for you.
It's like throwing kisses to a girl in the dark.
Right.
You know what you're doing, but nobody else does.
Well, and I also like that KPI, because one of my favorite bosses once told me, he said, hey, if what gets measured gets done. So if you're not measuring it, don't expect what you don't inspect. And that's your KPIs right there.
I agree with that.
I would say that one of the hardest things for business owners is to have a very real reality check, look in the mirror, and hold themselves accountable, because nobody wants to admit when they're struggling. Nobody wants to admit when they're failing. Everybody, I won't say everybody, let me choose the right term, but one of the things I've noticed is so many business owners, even incredibly successful business owners, are busy being busy. They're not being productive. And they can fill their time, and by the time the day's done, right, how much of what they did really moved the needle. And then when somebody looks at them and says, hey, by the way, what you really did, you didn't do anything today. You really didn't work.
Yeah.
Right? It hurts them. And they have that like, well, what do you mean? You know, I did this. It's like,
So let me ask you this, Volker. How do you let's talk about productivity. How do you solve that problem? Not being busy, but not being active, but being productive.
We actually have a word for it in German, which is called "your company blind." Company blind. We have a lot of words in German. They're usually letter parades marching majestically across our pages. But being company blind means you need to open the eyes of the person. You need to show them. You need to start to measure, like you said. If you don't measure, you don't know what you're missing. Yeah. You're basically blind to your own mistakes. Everybody knows what they're good at, right? But the idea that you basically keep repeating, you get into a rut, you do the same things over and over again, and that is where we, I think, need to make sure that the company owner sees the other side. We need to show him the mirror, like you said. We need to be in front of him and give him the KPIs. We need to make sure that he understands all aspects of the business, not only the ones that he wants to hear, also the ones that he doesn't want to hear, or she. I should be politically correct.
Kev, how do you do it? How do you stay productive and not get caught in on the hamster wheel?
Well, I think you got to get up motivated every morning. Get up motivated, got to know what, and let's go right back to KPIs. If you're not motivated to get out there and make your calls, to check your numbers, I mean, really your business, how is it going to survive?
You know, I think one of the things, you just said it, and that really resonates with some of the things that I've seen a lot of our business owners struggle with, is check your numbers. And really run your numbers not from your checking account. We have so many incredible, successful, businesses and business owners, but they think they're successful because they got money in the bank. But they're not running it off of profit and loss. They have no idea really what's happening in their business, and therefore they can't really measure what's happening in their business.
Yeah.
They're guessing. And that's a dangerous place to be in.
And sometimes they're misjudging too. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they think they have a product, and because it was successful in the past, because it was a process that has been around. One of the worst things that you can say to me in my own company, when I say, why are you doing this? Because that's the way we've always done it. The way you've always done it means that you're not reflecting, that you're not looking at the numbers. And you wouldn't believe how many business owners think that they're making money off something, and in reality it's something else that they're much more successful with. Mm-hmm. But their idea of what the business is, and maybe it was like that in the past.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something that made him successful, but clinging on to things that don't make money, do not, you need to optimize your margin. You need to understand what your margin is, and you need to understand where your profit and loss is. To run a company just off revenues is a dangerous thing to do, because again, you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you get a business owner to admit that they don't know how to run their company?
You ask them the right questions. You ask them questions that they might have difficulty answering. Questions that they know they should know.
Right.
Such as, what's your profitability on product A? What's your profitability on product B? And if they don't have those answers, then you offer them the help.
Okay.
So you need to, I'm not coming in to tell you how to run your business. You've been doing this for many years. I come in to ask you questions that make you reflect upon yourself and make you understand, oh, wow, I should know that. Other businesses probably know that. Who doesn't know that profit is important? Who runs a business
don't know that.
That profit is important?
That it's not, that it is important. I truly believe that they think because they're able to operate their business and come in and the door is open and they're paying people, that they are profitable, but they really don't know exactly where their numbers stand.
I look at always three things: products, processes, and people. Right? They usually know their people really well. They usually know their product really well, but the processes is where you can improve the most. And that is something where a business owner needs to be open, obviously, You can't have an ignorant guy who says, I'm the answer to all prayers. You need to have somebody who's open to change, but guiding him with the right questions. That's how I would approach it.
One thing you said, we were talking a little bit earlier, and you were talking about how business owners a lot of times they become kind of their own worst enemy, because what they've done is they've grown their business, but they've grown it all through them, and then they become the bottleneck in all the different areas because they have to make all the decisions. And what do you recommend, Kev, let's start with you. What do you recommend for business owners that get caught up in that all of a sudden they feel like there aren't enough hours in the day, there aren't enough days in the week, and there definitely are not enough weeks in the month?
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, I get in there, we see that all the time. We see business owners that just don't have enough time. We automatically start looking at what they're doing, and we look at what, we actually teach them how to delegate. It's amazing how many business owners do not know what they don't know. I mean, they've got people right there that they can delegate. Everyday things, like taking a look at your email. How many emails does an average business owner get? About 100 to 150 in an hour. And I know I'm working with business owners that look at every single email. There's just no possible way they can be, they're working in their business, not on their business.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
One thing that I've learned, and there was a sales rep working for me who asked me at one point, I was one of those business owners. Learning to delegate is something that is not easy.
No.
Because a lot of the members, a lot of the business owners think if I'm not doing it, because I'm the only one who can do it right,
Nobody cares like
nobody
I
can
care.
really do it the way I do it. I know best. But when I had a meeting and GoPro wanted to meet with me for my company, I was running Prime Memory Solution at the time, and I said, I should be on vacation at that time, but I can cancel my vacation, don't worry about it. And the sales rep asked me a question that made me question everything. He said, are you a manager? He said, first of all, don't cancel your vacation. You need to go on vacation. That's very important because you need to have that work-life balance. And he asked me, are you a manager? I said, sure, I'm a manager. I manage people all day long. That's what I do. He said, if you can't manage to take a vacation, you can't manage anything. And that is an absolute true statement. And it made me question.
Wow.
Because that also comes into play, what happens if I get sick?
Yeah.
What happens if I get hit by a bus? Is my company robust enough that I could be actually gone from the business for a little bit? I was that guy who checked the emails on the beach, right? I was that guy for the longest time, but I learned to delegate.
Right.
But it needed somebody to open my eyes.
So a lot of times people ask, hey, how do I know if my business is running smooth or is good maybe for a purchase, or what's the value, the highest value? And I think you just said it, can you just leave your business for 30 days and everything runs fine?
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you said that I think so many people look down upon or don't even look at is the keyword learn. Learn to delegate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that it's just a skill set that, hey, I'm a leader, I'm a business owner, I'm in this position, and nobody taught them this. And now they hold it on their shoulders and they're not humble enough to say, hey, I don't know this. Like, somebody come and teach me. Where do they go for this information, right? Where do they go, to learn these things? Patrick, can you speak to that a little bit? How do you walk somebody through that?
Well, again, I think you've got to get off the. I asked him, the wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rat wheel. You got to get off that. At some point, you got to jump off that wheel and to look back and analyze, and you got to spend time creating and developing strategies.
Mm.
And you got to look at your business from a strategic perspective, long term. Not always just putting out fires. I think that's what we find. I'm looking at the fire extinguisher over there. We walk into some businesses, most businesses, and the owner literally has that fire extinguisher, and they're just running from fire to fire, and they just keep complaining about the symptoms, not finding out what is the cause, what's causing the fire. So you know, and if you keep treating the symptoms, what happens is they'll keep coming back up. They'll go down for a little while and then they'll come back up.
Trust is what you need to develop. First of all, the business owner needs to have trust that you know what you're doing when you're coaching him, but he also needs to learn to trust his people or her people.
Yeah.
And it sometimes for them they're so stuck, like you said, and working the fire extinguisher. Giving it and making a succession plan and say, hey, give a little bit at a time. We don't want you to be hit by a bus and find out what happens. No, let's do this and make sure that it makes sense for you in a step-by-step process. Because in the beginning, it feels when you give something to an employee, let him deal with a big customer, let him deal with a big vendor, give him more responsibility than they're used to. The company is your baby.
Yeah.
The company is your baby, and it feels like you're sending the babysitter to the teacher-parent conference.
Yeah.
Right? Where that doesn't make any sense for you. You can't make decisions on this level, but give them step by step. Let them experience. Say, what are the steps that you feel comfortable with in the beginning, and then make a plan with the final goal to be 30 days away from the business.
Yeah.
But
That's
there's a lot of business owners, and I'm coming from a psychological, mental aspect. There's a lot of business owners that are comfortable putting out fires every day, and they think they're accomplishing things. So how do you get the business owner out of that mode?
Yeah.
look at the numbers.
Yeah, but they are comfortable doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I understand, but looking at the numbers, a business owner who doesn't know his numbers cannot be a good business owner. Let's face it, and that is where we're...
So that brings up a good question. How do you tell a business owner that they're not a good business owner?
You don't. That's the right answer right there. I'm not going to come in and say, you know what, you suck at running your business. Like, quite honestly, put a CEO into place immediately before that ship sinks. No. Yeah, I mean, this is insane.
But sometimes you just have
this company is a dumpster fire, man.
You have to call them out and tell them what they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but you then make sure that you give it to them in a way that you start positive, then let them discover it themselves. Again, go via the numbers. Numbers don't lie. And then make sure that you play to their strengths, and you say, okay, this is what is really good, and then let them. What would you say are your weaknesses? And a lot of the people know that they're the bottleneck. A lot of the people know that they're running around.
Yeah.
Maybe they might be comfortable with it,
Right.
but then you need to make it more attractive to have a cocktail on the beach. And say, you know what, you might be comfortable putting out fires, but how comfortable would you be with a pina colada? You know, that is another level of comfort. So what I'm trying to say is you need to create a vision for them. And the vision is very important to get the company forward. If they don't know where they're headed, they will meander all over the place. A vision puts you on track. A mission keeps you on track every day. So I want to know where is that road leading, and I want to also emphasize the fact that not only the vision is important, but the mission. The mission is what are we good at? What are we trying to achieve here every day?
Yeah.
In the company that I used to work at Nitrato, we said we want to be better, period. Better, period, was our statement. That was a mission statement that one of the employees came up with, and my God, does that work on so many levels. It's the shortest mission statement I know.
Yeah.
But it transfers the company from the customer service person who just wants to provide a better customer experience to the owner who also wants to be better. And if that is the idea of bettering yourself, then everybody, including the owner, needs to be part of the process.
And it's interesting when you talk about that vision. Nick Saban, I saw something where he was talking in an interview, and he made the comment. He's the football coach for Alabama, and arguably one of the greatest football coaches of all time for collegiate football. But he said it's one of the first things he asks his players when they come in. What do they want to do? And when they say I want to play in the NFL, I want that's my vision, that's my goal, right? He goes, I love that. He goes, because then now I know, and I can tell them when they start doing something, they show up late for work or to practice. I can say, hey, that's not going to get you into the NFL. if they miss a workout, or they make it, they run a wrong route, they miss a block. He goes, I simply can say to them, hey, that's not going to get you. That's not what the NFL is looking for, and so it really helps him, like you were just saying, keep them in line and get them back on the path when he sees them going off the wrong path.
Mm-hmm. That would be interesting if a player walked in and said, I just want to learn my position the best I can. If he picked up a player like that or a recruit like that, how much better of a coach would he be?
Yeah.
If he was able
I'm sure
to
he's got some of those too.
Right.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up with this. Final takeaway, Kev, advice for business owners or entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs out there, that when we ask them, are you killing it? They'll be able to say, yes, I'm killing it.
They'll be able to say, keep plowing forward and don't let anything get you down.
Volker, what do you got to give? What advice?
Keep killing it.
Keep killing.
Keep killing it is what I say. If you've survived, kudos to you. Tough times might still be ahead, but man, this business community can survive much more than the little virus.
Yep. Ricky?
My advice is seek knowledge, seek experience. It doesn't have to be with us. It doesn't have to be with peak performance partners.
Yeah.
But there are some great people out there. You know what I mean? Like your friends that are successful business owners. Don't go ask your mom and dad, all right, for business advice when they've never ran a business. That is not the place to go. But be a student of the game and learn. If you are a leader, learn how to be a leader. How to delegate, how to step back and look at your numbers. Back to the very beginning of this conversation, if you do not know what a P&L is, right, profit and loss statement, you don't know how to read one, don't be too arrogant or prideful not to do it, or just say, hey, well, I don't know, so I'm not going to worry about it. I got money in the bank. Find somebody, reach out to us, whatever we can do, somebody who can help you so you can really get your finger on the pulse of your business, and that way you can kill it.
I like that. And I'll end with this, the African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. With that, we are Peak Performance Partners. Keep killing it. Woo!